Chef Tony Matas for BarbecueGuys.com. Today we'll be making something for the tomato lovers out there. So if you can find some good vine-ripened, fresh tomatoes from either a farmer's market or one of the local produce stands, I suggest you run out and get some if you're a big tomato fan. We're going to do roasted tomatoes stuffed with goat cheese and pancetta. The first thing you need to do, and I've already done it with the rest of my tomatoes, but I'm going to zoom you in to show you how to do this. Cut about a ½ inch off the top this way, and then I will go around the tomato with a paring knife and then use just a regular tablespoon or teaspoon to remove the contents over a bowl. I mean, you can end up throwing it away, so over whatever you'd like, straight over the trash can if you'd like. And then once we prepare these, we'll get everything else ready. And I've got a 3-burner Cajun Classic today. And the one cool thing I've got going on, I have this enameled cast iron that I'm going to use, because tomatoes in regular cast iron are not always the best thing. The acidity sometimes reacts with the iron, but the nice enamel ones, now that they have on the market, make it no big deal. So let me get you in here and we'll start out with these tomatoes and we'll get rolling. All you have to do to hollow out your tomatoes, as I said, is cut a ½ inch off the top while it's down sideways. Then about a ½ inch from the outer skin and from the bottom. You want to make sure you don't punch through it, because then all your cheese and the great juices and things you're going to be making with this are going to roll out of the bottom, and that's no good. Then also, to make it easier, I like to cut a little cross in it like this, and that's it. You just get you a little bowl, or like I said, you can do it straight over the trash can. I just figure you guys don't want to go looking straight into my trash can, so I'll do it over a bowl. We'll just remove it like this. Let's see here. There we go. You want to do it, you want to be pretty careful. I mean, it's not really going to fall apart on you, but you don't want to gouge into it and end up coming through the skin and ruining the best parts of everything. Once you have all of your tomatoes halved and cored out like this one, you just want to take some coarse salt, either kosher or sea salt, turn it a little sideways and rotate so that you can get the side walls, and just sprinkle it in there like that and turn them over on a sheet pan or just on your counter. It doesn't matter, as long as you want to line it with some paper towels, because you're trying to pull all the excess moisture out of the inside of the tomatoes so you don't have all that water in there and you have nothing but good flavor. I have my burner on medium to medium high on my enameled cast iron. You want to add a little olive oil, just a coat, 1/4 of a purple onion, 1/4 of a red bell pepper, both diced just roughly, and 1 zucchini also between diced and chopped. I'd say about between 1/4 and a ½ inch. And all we're going to do is cook this down. Just get a little caramel. We're going to sweat most of it down, then we're going to let it caramelize just a little bit, just to bring out the sweetness. And right before that happens, we're going to throw the pancetta in with this, and we'll allow it to cool, and we'll add our cheeses and some panko, stir it all around, and we'll begin stuffing tomatoes. It's just about time to put our pancetta in, and I have to apologize. I just realized we killed the camera right before I explained that you need to liberally coat the vegetables with kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. Now we're going to add the pancetta. 4 slices of pancetta that I have cut up into about ½ inch squares. For anybody who hasn't cooked before in the enameled cast iron, they're awesome. As you can see, let me get some of this out of the way. Hate to do that, but you can see all of the nice caramelization, browning that it's going to pick up. A regular New Age nonstick pan doesn't have the same flavor in your cooked goods, because you're not going to get that. And if you don't have that to deglaze in just a second, I don't really see what's the whole point of doing it. After the pancetta's been cooking for a minute or two, you want to deglaze the pan with about 2 tablespoons of a dry white wine, whatever kind you're drinking, whatever you prefer. Once the wine is reduced out, which takes about a minute or so, and you've gotten all your caramelization up, and this stuff does look beautiful, all you need to do at that point, you want to go ahead and turn your fire off, And we're going to let this cool for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to get everything and mix it in this skillet so that you don't have to break out another pot. And, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But I'm going to do it all in here, and then we will stuff the tomatoes straight from here, and we'll get them on the grill. A couple minutes after you turn off the fire, while it's still fairly warm, you want to go ahead and add 1/4 to 1/2 cup of Japanese breadcrumbs, or panko. And blend that in. These will both be 1/4 to 1/2 cup, and it just kind of depends on how large your tomatoes are and stuff. And if you notice, this is fontina cheese. I have it diced, not shredded or anything. I actually hand diced it because when it melts on the grill in the tomatoes, it's going to leave nice little chunks of the fontina cheese. And this is about 1/4 cup of goat cheese, just a smooth, creamy goat cheese. And all I did with it was break it up by hand, just crumble it up kind of fine by hand. Once you have your panko and your Parmesan well blended, you just have to kind of eyeball it, but divide it equally up into 3 portions, and you're ready to stuff tomatoes. You can do it right over the pot. That's why I like blending it up in the pot. You can do it right over. You drop any in, it's right in there, and you just pick it up, no problem. Once you have all 3 of them filled, you just want to take your Parmesan cheese from earlier, put you a nice little pile on top. As I say frequently, I don't know if you can ever have too much Parmesan. We're going to get these guys into a broiler basket, and then we'll get them on the grill. I recommend putting them in some sort of a basket, not taking the chance on the grill because they're kind of heavy and they have great stuff in them. You certainly don't want to spill it out on the grill. Now all we have to do is load our tomatoes into, and again, you may have another option. I am putting mine in a broiler basket, a non-stick broiler basket at that, because it's a soft vegetable. This is a broiler basket from Grill Pro, and it has a high heat handle on it, so it's not going to discolor on you or anything. I wouldn't recommend closing the lid on it, but setting it out on this end or something like this, you shouldn't have any problems with it. With any sort of deformation or melting or anything like that. Now, tomatoes should be ready in about 6 to 8 minutes, 10 minutes tops. Grilled and stuffed tomatoes off of my MHP from Scottsdale. Use a little broiler basket from Grill Pro. All these little tools help things out every now and then. For any of you tomato lovers, I hope you were able to catch this today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Remember, we've got the accessories, we've got the grills. Nobody beats us on price. At barbecueguys.com, we smoke the competition.